Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight, I was trolling around in my Iowa, as I do occasionally. You guys know it's not a ship that I run very often. But, it's fun to take it out there every once in a while, and this is going to be no exception. Now, right off the bat, you'll notice that there are 2 destroyers per team. Then there's a couple cruisers, but the majority of this match is going to be battleships. Now, this map and I have a bit of a history. It's not a bad map. I don't hate the map, but it just seems like I always end up on the short end of the short end of the stick when it comes to spawns on this map. However, this time I kind of get the best spawn possible in the fact that I spawn by B. Now, I know what you're thinking right off, but Spartan, you're in a position to be shot by everybody on the map. Like, why would you want to spawn here? Because, yes, I am in a position to be shot by everybody on the map, but I'm also in a position to shoot everybody on the map, which is a huge bonus. Speaking of which, hello, Iowa. How you doing? Hold these. Oh, crap. I thought we had a clear shot. Crap. The good news is a couple of those rounds are going to make it through, and unfortunately for that Iowa, he just got citadeled. So we start off with 14,000 damage. And, of course, the very first time we get hit, we lose a gun. Because that's the way that works. Because battleship guns, and they just, every single time they get hit, they get knocked out. It's absolutely ridiculous at some points. Considering some of the thickest armor on a battleship is on its main batteries. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah. It just seems like every time you get hit in this, or a Richelieu Jean Bart, or any other ship that has triple turrets or quadruple turrets, it just seems like you're always losing guns. And when you're talking about a third or 2/3 of your ability to interact with people, like, that gets quite old real quick. Oh, hello, Turbits. Now, I would love to shoot at you, but you just disappeared in the perfect amount of time, and our hipper is just begging to die. So we're going to try to get our hands out of here on this guy right here. Now, I didn't really notice who's next to me or who's behind me. What is that dispersion? Let's be real for a moment. That was horrendous. That was horrendous dispersion, especially for a dispersion build Iowa. Like, that's insane. Now, our hipper, trying to get out of the way of the battleships, has run aground, is being shot by... Oh, hello, Moss. That's not preferable. But, we're gonna do everything we can to hold everybody at bay in the center, trying to give our team the ability to do his job. It's not gonna go to plan, per se. But you're gonna probably be, like, hating me at some point during this map, because I try to go and make entertaining videos for you guys. I've been super aggressive lately, and so a match like this, or in the Lightning the other day where I was showing you guys patience and just trying to bide my time, put myself in a position to affect the game long term rather than just get yourself obliterated right away. You're just seeing a lot of different types of gameplay, and that's what I think is important to show for you guys, because yes, it may not be as entertaining, but it shows that there's more than one way to play the game. And so, even though I get upset when people are sitting in the back, I'm not sitting in the back, I'm sitting where I spawned, but I'm affecting the match all across the board. Hello, Nelson. There is one ship that's probably easier to citadel than any other battleship in the game. It is the Nelson. The Iowa is a front runner in that category, don't get me wrong. However, yep, 2 citadels, I'll take it. It is what it is. And 16-inch guns, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Nelson versus 16-inch guns, very bad. It just does not like getting hit by that big of a shell. And it doesn't matter what angle you're at. Yeah, and he just got citadel again by somebody over there. So you do not want that to be your calling card. Now, we have a French battleship next to us. So that's a thing. Or at least I'm assuming it's French. It looked like a French flag. But we're going to take a shot at the Belfast, thinking we could get a shot. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but his tail's kind of sticking out there, and we just kind of screwed the pooch on that shot. It was not a good shot by us. And you're going to see a lot of not good shots here in this match. But you're also going to see some pretty decent protecting yourself play from a battleship standpoint. I'm in the Iowa. The Iowa is literally the worst ship for trying to avoid torpedoes. It just is. It's got horrendous start-stop capabilities. It's got horrendous turning, and it has almost no torpedo reduction. And I think it's 25%, which isn't the worst. But still, it's real bad. You don't want to be getting torped in this thing, and it's very difficult to avoid torps in this thing. So when you're in a position where you know there are multiple destroyers around you, you have to use the land to your advantage. And this match in particularly is going to be one where our team starts off by doing things correctly and doing things well, and then they just get obliterated, and then it comes down to one final stand. And those final stand ends up being 2 American battleships versus, I want to say it's 4, maybe it's 5 enemy ships. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So hopefully you haven't tuned out yet. I know this isn't the most thrilling gameplay. Hello, Edinburgh. Come on, back up faster. Darn it, we let him too much. I'm so used to cruisers being able to, like, just jump out into reverse or forward and go so fast that I let him too much. And that's unfortunate, because by the time I get another shot on him, he's going to get touched in the most fearsome way possible by that wall of skill. And yeah, he took 2 torpedoes, it looks like. And then, unfortunately, just as we fire the guns, he gets deleted by the Alabama. Now, that Alabama right there, you may have noticed, is a PlayStation guy, and this Tirpitz is kind of charging right into our wall of skill from our Jervis, and that's preferable. That means our guys are actually doing things, and unfortunately, our Jean Bart, that I believe was next to me this entire time, or maybe I was wrong, but it didn't go well. And as you can see, the teams are well in hand as far as who's got what. And unfortunately, they have the advantage in total destroyers left, and I'm in a battleship, and I'm very close to both of these destroyers. Now, you can see I'm trying to get the shots over top of the mountain. Unfortunately, just pushed up a little too far, and I'm not able to do that. Now, this location in particular is very, very good for me, because it allows me to protect myself from the guys that have won the cap to my right from being able to shoot me, but it also allows me to keep land between me and destroyers. And those destroyers are going to make themselves known anytime. Now, destroyers, generally speaking, don't like to put themselves in a position where they are vulnerable unless they are 100% sure that they are going to kill their target. And I've had this happen several times lately, and I'm no stranger to the whole, sea destroyers doing crazy things. And you can see the smoke screen. There's the torpedoes. That's why we didn't just rush through the gap. We know it's coming. We know there are 2 destroyers, and we know they were both in this neighborhood. So, we need to be careful and extra vigilant on what we are doing, because we cannot afford to get ourselves obliterated like that guy in the Jean Bart that was next to us this entire time just did by that wall of skill that I spotted coming through the gap. And down he goes. That was a Gneisenau, sorry. The Jean Bart died earlier. But yeah, definitely not preferable. And as you can see, at this moment, the game is not going well for us. Now, we have a cruiser that's left, but the first Moss comes out all to his lonesome. And unfortunately for him, he miscalculates how far away I am, even though I've been spotted multiple times. And we are able to spot him. The cruiser behind me is getting hits on him. We got 4 overpins on him, which is a lot of damage for a destroyer to take, from this close. And so with that devastating oopsie on his part, he has royally screwed himself. And he's going to make one more oopsie, which is firing his guns just as he leaves the smoke here. Gets him detected. He fires his torpedoes at us, which again we knew were coming, which is why we had already started adjusting where we were headed. And then we avoid the first set of torpedoes, but unfortunately there is one going to hit us here. Nothing we can do about that. But one torpedo isn't that bad. We can use our damage con, do everything we can, and oh god, another Moss. Now here I'm going to screw up. Notice the rocks to my right. It says I'm clear, but just as I get the shot, watch what happens. Oh crap, you're not allowed to shoot him. Sorry, there's boulders in the way. Dang it. But why would he come out and do that? Broadside on, just begging for it. Now, we already got rid of one of their destroyers. There's still one destroyer left and 3 battleships. And our destroyer, unfortunately for him, is getting absolutely shredded at the moment. And he's not long for this world. I don't know if he was firing his guns or if he's got terrible concealment and he's getting obliterated. But down he goes, and that leaves it a 2 versus 4. I have an Alabama and an Iowa versus half of the enemy team. But we are in very advantageous positions, and we're going to help each other out. This first shot at the Moss did not go to plan. We got 3 overpins, and luckily for us, our teammate finishes him off before he's able to get his torpedoes off, which is a huge, huge advantage. Now, the enemy here has the advantage. They have 2 caps, they have all the points. All they have to do is nothing and they win. Just don't die. But they are determined to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And they're all sitting broadside to 2 American battleships. What did you think was going to happen in this situation, Bismarck? I didn't even have to citadel you. That was 3 penetrations, 2 overpins. And then the Iowa's like, don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm just going to go up here, run aground in front of an Iowa that's a dispersion build, broadside on, because American battleships are not good at being broadside on, right? Let's just make that a thing. Now, who can guess at what's about to happen to this guy? Yep, there goes all of his health. Not quite all of it, but a good chunk of it. And we are just absolutely shredding their team. Now, our teammate over there is broadside to them, which is not a place you want to be, especially with the Jean Bart still alive. You do not want to be broadside on. But you can see he's quickly turning in. He's bow tanking now. And down goes their Jean Bart, who had very little health to begin with. So that is good. Jean Bart's gone. This Iowa, unfortunately for him, still not able to quite get enough angle to stop this from happening. And we wait till we are guaranteed to hit, and we take 10,000 damage with the first 2 guns, and then we're just going to go ahead, swing our rear end around to get that final gun involved, and down he goes. That gives us our high caliber with 132,000 damage done. And now it's just 2 versus 1. We still have to kill him, or at least capture this base. But because he's in the base, we're not going to capture it, so we need to kill him. Now, the Alabama went full in. He's like, I'm going in ramming speed. Now, he's not the one that's talking to me. That was another player. But I said, hey, I'm going to flank him, and I'm going to have broadside shots on him, and he'll be dead. But the Alabama's like, hey, it's a 2v1. All I have to do is ram him, and we win. And sure enough, just as I get around the corner, they ram each other. And that Alabama had himself one hell of a game. So, mad props to you, Alabama. We end up with 132,000 damage, but Alabama, 7 stars, 12 millimeter. Gets himself a crack in 6 kills. Between the 2 of us, we killed 8 out of the 9 enemies. Yeah, it's a thing. So, if you like what we're doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.